We are in Shmuel Aleph Perek Kaf. Right? Now, since we haven't done it for a long time, we'll do a short review. In our story today, we're not talk a lot. We mostly will read it because it's a very simple story. But we have, at the end of the story, then we have a different point of view of all what happened here in this Perek. So, what we saw is that Shaul chasing after David, or David running away. The places, every place that he gone, it's very reasonable place. Why to go there? The first place is his own house, then to Shmuel, that to explain him what happened. Now Shmuel helped him, but he can't stay there. I mean, you don't know if Shmuel will help him all the time. So now he ran away also from there. Before he decides when to run away, he is going back to Shaul, which meant back to Yonatan, that he is his friend, to realize what happened here, because it is very confusing. In all what happened here, he doesn't know anything. Why? He don't find any reason, and that's what we'll ask now. We'll ask now from Yonatan. So in our story, just to check out what's happening here, and we'll see that even it's a long story. It's a long story, and even after the end of the story, he won't realize what happened here. So let's read it. It's Perek Kaf. If someone can read. Perek Kaf. In the beginning.
Okay.
Right.
How far in?
Perek Kaf, Pasuk Aleph. No. Till Pasuk Dalet.
Okay. And David fled from Naot in Ramah, and he came and said before Yonatan, "What have I done? What is my transgression, and what is my sin before your father that he seeks my life?" And he said to him, "Far be it, you shall not die. My father will do nothing. Will do nothing, either great or small, that he will not reveal to me. And why should my father conceal this thing from me? It is not true." And David swore further and said, "Your father knows that I have found favor in your eyes." And he said, "Let not Yonatan know this, lest he become saddened. And indeed, as the Lord lives, and by the life of your soul, there is but a step between me and death."
One more pasuk.
Okay, and Yonatan said to David, "What your soul will say, I shall do for you."
Alright, so we have a few interesting things in the relationships here. First of all, that Yonatan didn't know that Shaul wanted to kill David. Now, he didn't know because Shaul didn't tell him. Why Shaul didn't tell him? It's two options. One, because Yonatan will object it. The second one, what David said, that Shaul don't want that Yonatan will be sad because of that. Now, it's very interesting to see how Yonatan is naive in this story. And he said, it couldn't be that my father will do something without telling me that. And we know, I mean, it's the way how the Tanakh shows us that everybody knows. Shaul, David, and us know that he is wrong. But he is such a naive. And the other thing, I think naive, it's sometimes it's a positive thing. The other thing that he is naive, that after David said, "I swear that what your dad is doing," so immediately he believed him. He doesn't say, "Alright, I have to check it." Which means he's naive for both sides. And then he said, "Alright, I'm with you, what do you want me to do for you?" And this is very interesting that Yonatan, the question is, who will be more loyal, to David or to Shaul? Or it's more than to David or to Shaul, because we know that if after Shaul will die, Yonatan should be the king. Or in a different word, if he loyal more to David or to himself. And the answer is to David. So this is something very interesting in the characteristic of Yonatan. So he said, "What do you want me to do?" And I should do it. So let's read the other next 4 psukim.
And David said to Yonatan, "Behold, tomorrow is a new moon, and I am accustomed to sit with the king to eat. And you shall let me go, that I may hide in the field until the evening of the 3rd day. If your father is mindful of me, you shall say, David took leave of me to hasten home to Bethlehem, his city, for it is the yearly sacrifice there for the whole family. If he says, that's good, and it is well with your bondsmen, but if he becomes angry, know that the evil has been decided upon by him. And you showed your kindness with your bondsmen, for in the covenant of Hashem have you brought your bondsmen with you, and if there be guilt in me, put me to death yourself, for why should you bring me to your father?
Alright, so a few comments. One of them, that we'll talk about it in a minute also, that shows that they have a celebration in Rosh Chodesh. Every Rosh Chodesh, I think it's something very interesting in their culture. We have few signs in the Tanakh that they celebrate the Rosh Chodesh, what we almost don't do, except of saying Hallel. And I suppose a lot of people in Shacharit doesn't celebrate it. It's just one more duty for them, but it's a celebration for them. I can tell you that it's a new custom that I know some people that in purpose wearing a white shirt in Rosh Chodesh just to remember that once they did a celebration for them. So this is the first thing. The second thing is something amazing that also we'll see there, that he say I will be absent in this celebration, and then when your father will ask why you are not here, why David is not here, so you answer him, I give him a permission to go. Now it's an amazing thing. Now everybody knows that he's trying to kill David. So the question why David is not here, I think it's quite obvious why David is not here. He just show us that maybe not everybody knew that he wanted to kill David. It was very secret. It was secretly. And also he expect from David to be there. Why you expect from David, or why you think that David, maybe because he's not behave like that you want to kill him, behave with this bad spirit all the time. Maybe just outside it seems to be that everything is alright, but it's expected that David will be there. What we'll see that the thing, or the suspicious thing, is not that David is not there, because like we said, it's quite obvious. Shaul immediately will understand why David is not there. The suspicious thing is what Yonatan will say. That Yonatan will say, I gave him a permission to go. And this is the thing that have to, I don't know how to say it, to turn on Shaul, that Shaul will say something is not alright here. So I said this will be the test. After we'll say I released him, then we'll see what the response will be of father. And then we can see clearly if your father wants to kill me or not.
But David says to Yonatan, tomorrow is the new moon,
yeah,
and I will sit with the king to eat. What does that mean? That's what he says. ויאמר דוד ליונתן, הנה מחודש מחר, ואנוכי.
I think I should sit with the king.
Oh, okay.
I should sit with the king, but I'll be absent.
I see.
The last thing that is also very interesting, that David said, I don't know, and really he don't know what he did, what he didn't do alright. Why Shaul want to kill him? So he said, please explain me. And if I deserve to die, so you kill me. And why said you kill me, not Shaul? Because I trust you, that you will kill me only if I really deserve it. Now again, you can read it in two different options. One of them that he said it seriously. I mean, if I deserve to die, I can sacrifice my life for what is deserved. Or maybe it's sarcastic statement, which means it's like to say, obviously I'm not deserved to die. If I deserve, so you kill me. But he's not really mean that he will kill him. Like I said, I don't know if they explain it like that or like that, but Yonatan, that we said that he was naive, understood it only in the first way, because naive people don't understand sarcastic statements. So this is the next statement of Yonatan. So read the next pasuk. Yeah. Just the next pasuk.
And Yonatan said, far be it from you, for if I know that the evil has been decided upon by my father to come upon you, would I not tell you?
Obviously, I'm not. I won't kill you. I will criticize you, but I won't kill you. So this is he understood that really David wanted him to kill him. Okay. Right. Right. Let's read till pasuk Yud Zayin.
David said to Yonatan, who will tell me, or what your father will answer you harshly? And Yonatan said to David, come and let us go out to the field. And both of them went out to the field. And Yonatan said to David, by the Lord of God of Israel, that I shall sound out my father at this time on the third morrow, and behold, if it is good for David, will I not send to you then and reveal it to you? So shall Hashem do to Yonatan and more also. If it pleases my father to bring evil upon you, I shall reveal it to you, and I shall send you away, that you may go in peace, and may Hashem be with you as he was with my father. And I shall not ask of you if I am still alive, will not do kindness of Hashem with me, that I die not. And you shall not discontinue your kindness on my household forever, and not even when the Lord cuts off David's enemies, each man from upon the face of the earth. And Yonatan made a covenant with the house of David, and may Hashem demand it from the hand of David's enemies. And Yonatan continued to make David swear in his love for him, for he loved him the love of his soul.
So, like I said, now I will investigate, this is the word, investigate my father to check if he want to kill you or not, and then those two options. Now, the interesting thing that Yonatan, we said that he was naive, but he can think very far away. He said, and if he want to kill you, I will send you away. Now, if he will send you away, what will be the future? What will happen in the future? Now, we know the future, but they didn't know it yet. So, obviously, Shaul is still the king. Yonatan will be the next king. This is the kingdom, and David is running away. He's outsider. Maybe they will kill him. Maybe we will see that he will be in very, very big dangerous. That I think it's very reasonable that he will die or will be outsider, and Shaul will still be the king. But Yonatan understood what will be the future, and he understood, if I will send you away, which means you will be the king, and we won't be the kings anymore. That's the first thing he understood. The second thing he understood, that if David will be the king and Shaul is not, it's a danger for his own descendants. And this is it's amazing pasuk that he said to David, please swear to me that you won't kill my descendants. And again, what is, how do you say in Aramaic, what is the Hava Amina? Which means, what did he thought? He thought that David, his best friend, will kill his own children? It's unbelievable to think like that. Why did you think like that? So, well, two things. One of them, that maybe this was the custom. I don't know the custom, this word, but that's what happened then. If the kings there was a dynasty of kings, and if we change dynasty, so the new dynasty killed all the other dynasty, the previous dynasty of the king, and it's happened a lot. It happened in the past also in Sefer Shoftim with Avimelech, that he did it. It will happen in the future a lot of times. In Melchei Israel, every time that we switch dynasty, like the dynasty of Yerovam, later Baasha killed all of them. After Baasha, the Omri killed all the descendants of Baasha, etc., etc. It's happened all the time. So this is customarily to do like that. Now, even though they're the best friend, you know that he can kill his own children. Why it's so strong a custom? Because the descendants of the previous king is a danger for the new king. Which means he's a friend of Yonatan, but not of his descendants. Secondly, and this is the amazing thing, that I think one of the biggest questions in Sefer Shmuel that we won't learn it, but at the end of Sefer Shmuel, that at least David really killed his descendants, even though he soldier. Now, he not literally killed them, just gave them to the Givronim, and they killed them. But he allowed to kill the descendants of Yonatan. This is an amazing story, really unbelievable story. But and I can tell you honestly that I'm really not understand this story, the story of the Givronim. But what I do understand, that Yonatan was right here. Something that seems to be unbelievable and that he's totally wrong, he was right. That this is his own danger, that David can kill his descendants. Right. The next psukim that we read, it's the continuation of the story, but here it's a famous psukim because here is starting a haftarah that we are reading statistically twice or three times a year. we're reading this Haftarah because this Haftarah is when Shabbat is one day before Rosh Chodesh. We're reading this because the first pasuk is Machar Chodesh, tomorrow is Rosh Chodesh. So this is their plan. I mean, after all this conversation, now is the plan how and when he will ask Shaul and how he will announce David what will be the answer. So
who was Mephibosheth?
Yeah, Mephibosheth.
Mephibosheth.
Yeah, it was the grandson of the son of Jonathan.
Of Jonathan.
Yeah.
So didn't David befriend him?
No, he befriended him. David killed other descendants of not of Jonathan, of Shaul. This is one of the last stories in Shmuel BAYT.
Right.
And I want to teach it first of all because we are not there yet and we don't have time. But like I said, honestly, I'm really not understanding the story. But if you can, it's an amazing story that you can read. In the end, it's the end of the Shmuel BAYT. Alright, so let's read the 6 next psukim till 23.
And Jonathan said to him, tomorrow is the new moon, and you will be remembered, for your seed will be baked. And for 3 days you shall hide very well. And you shall come to the place where you hid on the day of birth, and you shall stay beside the traveler's stone. And I shall shoot 3 arrows to the side as though I shot a mark. And behold, I shall send the youth, saying, go find the arrows. If I say to the youth, behold, the arrows are on this side of you, take it and count for it as well with you. And there is nothing the matter, as the Lord lives. But if I say thus to the youth, behold, the arrows are beyond you, go, for the Lord has sent you away. And concerning the matter which we have spoken, I and you, behold, the Lord is between me and you forever.
Right. So the sign is a very simple sign. He will shoot the arrow. If he will say to this teenager, come here. The arrow is in this side. Actually, don't say come here to the kid. He said come here to David. This is the sign. If he said go there, it's beyond. I mean, it's beyond you. It's just go far. Again, he meant David. David, go far, not the kid. So this is a very nice sign. After we read what happened with the sign, we will ask why did they need this sign. But this sign, like David could hear him in his hidden place. More than that, he will shout to the kid, where are the arrows? So it's not suspicious. Why he will shout? I think when I imagine this, if Jonathan is standing here and shooting the arrows there, the kid is standing here. He's not standing with Jonathan. He's standing here in the middle. So because this is much more easier to bring the arrows later. So then he will shoot, or he will shoot it after beyond the kid, or before the kid. Quite dangerous to be the kid there, but this is very practical to do it like that.
Was it now, a minhag to retrieve arrows?
Probably. Probably it was the minhag.
Well,
also,
it's hard to make. It's hard to make.
Yeah, it's hard to make.
Straight
and it's interesting that they are training of shooting arrows like that. Not only training in the middle of the celebration of the Rosh Chodesh. But if he's standing here and the kid is here, he can shout to the kid. It's not suspicious that he will shout to the kid, and then David will hear it, and it's a great sign. And then we'll ask why he needed this great sign. So this is the plan. Right. So what happened there? Let's read now till 29.
And David hid in the field, and when it was the new moon, Shaul sat down to the meal to eat. And the king sat upon his seat as at other times upon the seat by the wall, and Jonathan arose, and Abner sat down beside Shaul, and David's place was vacant. And Shaul did not say anything on that day, for he thought, it is an incident, he is not clean, for he is not clean. And it was on the morrow of the new moon, the 2nd day of the month, that David's place was vacant. And Shaul said to Jonathan his son, why has not the son of Yishai come to the meal either yesterday or today?
I will stop here. again, it's two different explanations how to explain it. Did Shaul knew why David is not there? So again, if you want to kill him, it's obvious, which means he's not, how to say, mitamem. He's not really, he just pretend that he don't know. He pretend that he don't know. Or another option, if he had bad spirit when he would try to kill David, and he really don't know. He wasn't aware to what he did. He wasn't aware to what he did, and then he really asked, where is David? So those are the two options, right? But now the answer of Yonatan.
And Yonatan answered Shaul, David asked leave of me to go to Bethlehem, and he said, let me go away now, for we have a family sacrifice in the city. And he, my brother, commanded me, and now if I have found favor in your eyes, let me slip away now and see my brothers.
Right. So that's what he said. He asked a permission. I gave him this permission. What not like he did not like their plan. I mean, it seems to be like their plan. He did one word that he add, that he shouldn't add. Which word? Again, I don't know what the translation, but the word imalta. What was the translation here? Imaltana.
I'll escape.
I will escape. This is our translation that you have here.
Let me slip away now.
Slip away?
Slip away.
Yeah.
Slip away, escape. Now again, this word, Yonatan shouldn't say this word. Because if David is innocent, is really wants to go to a celebration with his family, it's all right. But if you say I will escape to the celebration, then probably David know what he does, Yonatan know what he does, and Shaul will understand what Yonatan understands. Because again, according to Shaul, Yonatan don't know about it anything. Now, because of this one word, now Shaul understands that Yonatan know. And then this is the response of Shaul. This is the reason of the response. Pasuk Lamed. Lamed and Lamed Aleph.
And Shaul's wrath was kindled against Yonatan, and he said to him, you son of a straying woman deserving of punishment. Did I not know that you choose the son of Yishai to your shame and to the shame of your mother's nakedness? For all the days that the son of Yishai is living on the earth, you and your kingdom will not be established. And now send and take him to me, for he is condemned to death.
Right. So, again, the experiment, they know now the results, and you know also the reason. Because he wants that his son will be the king. Now also Yonatan knows the reason, and he knows that really David didn't do anything wrong. Because again, maybe till now that they didn't know why Shaul wanted to kill him, maybe he suspects that really David did something wrong. Now we understand. Now again, this is not, their plan was, now you know the truth, now go and tell me the truth. But Yonatan, because he's an honest man, and he can't hold what he think, so immediately said what he thought, and this is his mistake, that he said what he think, and this is Pasuk Lamed Bet.
And Yonatan answered Shaul his father and said to him, why should he be put to death? What has he done?
Right. So it's like we said, it's very reasonable, very natural statement, natural question, but again, a natural question of naive person, that you don't understand the anger or the fear of your father. And now this is the most amazing response. The next pasuk.
And Shaul cast a spear upon him to strike him, and Yonatan knew that it had been decided upon by his father to put David to death.
Right. So why this is amazing? It's amazing because Shaul tried to kill his own son. Now, you don't need a lot of explanations why it's amazing that a person wants to kill his own son because of that. But the amazing thing that, like all the war, the war of Shaul against David, it's like he said, for Yonatan, his own son, that Yonatan will be the king. But if he himself wants to kill Yonatan, so probably this is not the case. I mean, his battle is for Yonatan, but not really for Yonatan, it's for himself, that Yonatan will continue him. And this is something very interesting in all over the Tanakh, that your descendants continue your life. When a person passed away, he, according to the Tanakh, he not really passed away if his descendants continue his legacy, his life. Now, now, when he wants that Yonatan will be the king, it's not for Yonatan, it's for himself. And this is the proof that he wants to kill Yonatan, or try to kill Yonatan.
But do you think he actually tried to kill him, or just he was just angry and he shot it near him?
I think first it's written lehakoto.
Yeah, but he could have hit him easily if he wanted to. If he's right there in the same tent.
Like he tried twice to do it to David,
Yeah,
and missed. And missed. Or David sneaked away.
Well,
also Yonatan also was a hero. Also in the third time. Now, I agree with you that it's not a plan that he thought what to do. It was because of his anger. It's just, I suppose if he wouldn't think about it, he wouldn't do such a deed. But he did it.
Because they're all sitting down at a table.
Right.
So it's not difficult to miss. I mean, it's very easy to hit him.
Yeah, it's easy to hit, but also he can move.
Okay.
He moved, but then he understood. He not only understood that his father angry with David, he also understood that his father can kill David. I mean, the unbelievable thing that he couldn't believe, now he sees it in his own eyes. Alright, Pasuk Lemedaled.
And Yonatan rose from the table in fierce anger, and he did not eat any food on the second day of the new moon, for he was grieved concerning David, for his father had put him to shame.
Right. So now we see that he's not immediately going to David. He's waiting another day. And this is also something interesting, that he still live another day with his father that tried to kill him. So probably everybody understood, or he understood, that it was only a moment of anger, or this bad spirit, ruach ra'ah, of his father, but he still lived near his father till the day after, and only the day after he told to show to David what happened. This is Bayom Hasheni in Rosh Chodesh. So let's read till the end of the parak, and then we'll talk about it. Now, when he announced David with this kid, with the arrows in the kid.
Okay, and it was in the morning that Yonatan went out at the appointed time, and the small boy was with him, and he said to this boy, "Run, find now the arrows which I shoot." The boy ran and shot the arrow to cause it to go beyond him. And the lad came up to the place of the arrow which Yonatan had shot. And Yonatan called after the lad and said, "Isn't the arrow beyond you? And Yonatan called after the lad, "Quickly hasten, do not stand." And Yonatan's lad gathered up the arrows and came to his master. And the lad knew nothing, only Yonatan and David knew the matter. And Yonatan gave his weapons to his boy and said to him, "Go bring them to the city." The lad departed, and David arose from a place toward the south, and he fell upon his face to the ground 3 times, and prostrated himself 3 times. And they kissed one another, and wept with the other until David exceeded. And Yonatan said to David, "Go in peace, and bear in mind that we have sworn both of us in the name of Hashem, saying, may the Lord be between me and you, and between my descendants and your descendants forever."
Right, so he did this sign. David know what to do. Later they talked. They talked. I think it's their last conversation, the last meeting of them, and again very emotional. And this is the end of. This is the end here. The question is, why did they need all this story with this kid? Because we saw that in the end they can meet each other and talk. So why did this need all this sign? Especially because it was in the field. Nobody's there except of Yonatan and the kid, and he sent the kid to the town, so he could go there by himself. Why do you need it? Now, one of the explanation is that maybe Yonatan and David didn't know that they will have an opportunity to talk. So they did, any case, this sign with the kid. After the kid went, so he saw that he can't talk to him. This is one explanation. I prefer another explanation, because the question is not only why they did it. The other question is why the Tanakh tell us that they did it. And this is I mean, and the difference between the questions. And there are a lot of things in this, things that happen that the Tanakh don't tell us. Don't tell us the story. And here, like we said, maybe it's unnecessary story. They didn't know that it's unnecessary, but at the end of the parak, they understood that it's unnecessary. But if now they know that it's unnecessary, and Shmuel that wrote the Tanakh know that it's unnecessary, so why he wrote it for us? And it's not only wrote it, he wrote it twice, at the when they planned it and when it actually happened. There is some other stories like that. Some other stories that we have a plan and the actual thing that happened. Like, for an example, when the servant of Abraham looking for a wife for Yitzchak, we have all the story what he planned to do and all the story what happened to do, and then twice when he told to the family what he planned and what happened, which means 4 times. So for that, for an example, we have to check why it's written. And also here, why we need this story with the arrows. And I think there is a message in that. And the message is what that you read in Pasuk Lamed Tet. Pasuk Lamed Tet is that the kid didn't understand nothing, but Yonatan and David understood. Now again, this Pasuk seems to be unnecessary. It seems to be unnecessary because it's obvious that he didn't know. But I think this is the message. This is the message because there are some stories that we take place in that maybe we're I will talk about the kid. This kid thought that he's the main character here. The main character, which means the person that run and go back, and he's the sign, but you don't know about it, nothing. And like that, it's like a metaphor for other people. It's for Yonatan and David themselves, which means they are the kid. So the kid is a metaphor for them. But instead of the kid that go back, like they are the kid, they are together, there was the best friend, but then half of them, which means Yonatan, will go back to the city, and half of them will continue, and will run beyond this point metaphorically, which means he will continue, and will build his own kingdom, while Yonatan will go back, and Yonatan won't do any other important thing. We won't know about any other important thing that Yonatan will do in his life. So he will go back and he will continue. But more than they themselves didn't know it, which means sometimes here David will go like the kid, for something much bigger than his own life, and even much bigger than his own kingdom. It's his own dynasty that will start, the dynasty of the Mashiach, the dynasty of that will continue for more than 400 years. Which means, again, like we look on this kid that he do something important, but he don't know what he do. Also, David do something important, but he doesn't aware to what he really does. And I think it's big message for us that sometimes we doing something very important, but we doesn't aware what our role in what we do, in what we are doing. And I suppose this kid, he will never know. He never knew what was his role in this story. He never knew. But again, till now we can read the history and knew that he have much more than what he thought. So because of that, I think that this is when we see the plan and the actual. Who knows which plan people plan upon us, or God plan for us, and which role we are taking place in our life. So this is the message. Well, this is what I think is the message in this story. Next story. I'm just rushing because we don't have a lot of classes. So it's one more. Next week. I will tell you also next week, but I will tell you also, I will tell you now that I think this story or this book is amazing. I mean, I didn't add a lot to these our classes. Most of the class is just to read it. And what we won't read, I strongly recommend you to read by yourself, even without any commentary. Just to read the story, it's amazing. So let's continue. Just the two next psukim.
Okay, and he arose and went away, and Yonatan came to the city, and David came to Neveh, to Ahimelech the priest, and Ahimelech came trembling toward David and said, "Why are you alone and no one with you?"
Right. So Yonatan go to the city, go back to the city. He go to Noveh, which means to Nov. Nov is the name of the city. Where is Nov? Today it's quite confusing because there is a village called Nov in the Golan Heights today. But obviously he's not talking about this. There was a place called Nov. It's near Jerusalem, or today it's in the New Jerusalem. It's like in the Givat Tzarfatit. I don't know if you know where is it, or near to Har HaTzofim, which means a place that's very near the old city. But then it was a village or a city, a town out of Jerusalem. This was a town of Kohanim, like we see, all of them are Kohanim, and it's very reasonable that Kohanim will live near Yerushalayim, even though Yerushalayim wasn't the Mikdash yet. But it's between Yerushalayim and Shiloh. It's between Yerushalayim and Shiloh, which means, again, I don't know if they planned it, but metaphorically it's something very interesting that they are between Shiloh and Yerushalayim. Also historically we are between Shiloh and Yerushalayim. Because like we talked at the beginning, that Shiloh was destroyed in the war that we learned in Perek Hey, and Yerushalayim haven't built yet. So we are now in between. In between, geographically, is Nov. And we don't have any temple, but we have Kohanim. So there, the Kohanim is sitting there. Why he ran to there? It's not his direction. I mean, it is his direction. It's south. It's his direction. He will continue to run away south, but he's stopping there because he needs food and sort. Like we say now, he needs some equipment to continue to run away. So he reached there, and Ahimelech was afraid when he saw him. He said, "Why are you alone? What's the problem that David is alone?"
Because he had a couple hundred men before.
Exactly. David is a commander. He's a great commander in the army. Now I suppose he's wanted by the Plishtim. He's wanted by the Plishtim. Because of that, he's always with his soldiers, and suddenly he's alone. So it's very scary to see something like that. The real reason is because David is run away from Shaul, and his soldiers shouldn't be with him in such a situation. But he can't say it to Ahimelech. To Ahimelech he can't say it because of two reasons. One, I think nobody will believe him that the king wants to kill him. Second is, even if they will believe him, I think they will be much more loyal to the king, to David, than to David. So he can't tell it to Ahimelech. So let's see what he say in Pasuk Gimel.
David said to Ahimelech, the king charged me with the matter and said to me, "Let no man know anything concerning the matter upon which I am sending you and with which I have charged you." And I troubled the young man to advance to a hidden secret place.
To?
A hidden secret place.
Right. So because of that, I have a secret mission. Because of that, I'm alone, and I send all my soldiers to a secret place. I want to say something about this term, secret place. In here, it's written Ploni Almoni. I don't know if the words even today. Or it's from Megillat Ruth. So today we're using this Ploni Almoni. It's someone that we don't know who is it. In Megillat Ruth we have Ploni Almoni, which means it's the person that didn't redeem Ruth in the field. The relative of Avimelech, they did.
Usually use the word Ploni by itself.
What?
Usually
Elimelech.
they use the word
Elimelech, yeah.
Ploni by itself, not Ploni Almoni. In the
Yeah.
Torah, Ploni means somebody.
Yeah. Today we say Ploni is somebody that we won't mention his name.
Yeah, like you say in English,
And-
John Doe. Somebody
yeah.
you don't know.
Yeah, and Almoni is someone that we don't know his name.
Oh, okay.
But this is in the modern Hebrew. In the Tanakh, it's appear here, so maybe it's a secret place, and in Megillat Ruth. Now it's something very interesting because it's a unique term, so we can compare between them. Maybe there is a connection. There is the Elimelech and the Ploni Almoni. Here's the Achimelech and the place Ploni Almoni. There, and it's something very interesting there that we call them Ploni Almoni, because all the names in Megillat Ruth have a meaning. All the names there, like have a meaning in Hebrew. Machlon, it's a disease. Kilion, it's death. Boaz, it's a strength. All of the names have a reason. Now, the story of Ploni Almoni there, that he didn't want to continue the legacy or the name, to keep the name of Elimelech and Machlon and Kilion. Because of that, he's the only one in this story that don't have a name. Which means he don't want to keep their own name, so we are remembering till today all the names except of his name. So, or in a different words, they continue with the history of Am Yisrael. He stays there. Also here, David is continuing the story of Am Yisrael, but he said, my soldiers, are there. In place Ploni Almoni. Again, he meant in a place Ploni Almoni, but also in the history they stayed there. We don't know anything about his soldiers till today. But David, we know that he continued. So the same Ploni Almoni. Right? Alright. Right. I think we'll stop here. We'll continue later. But what it's important to know, that Achimelech didn't know anything about the relationship between David and Shaul. He thought that David have a secret mission, a secret military mission, and because of that, David is there. What will be with this mission, we'll see. We'll see next week in our last shiur.
According to halacha, David was entitled to eat the bread, the lechem apanim.
Well, if it's all right or not?
I think it was all right.
I think
he's a king.
I think not because he's king, because of something more simple, because pikuach nefesh.
I know.
Pikuach nefesh, you will die if you won't eat it.
I know.
Yeah. But maybe we'll talk about it next week, about the lechem hakodesh. No, lechem hakodesh. It was holy bread.
Oh, I thought you said
but it's in the next pasuk.